This is your 2020 Dodge Durango SRT. As of today's recording, October 18th, 2020, it is the most powerful Durango available on the market, but in case you haven't heard, the Hellcat's coming, but not till next year. So this is the most powerful one. Quirks, Perks, and Irks. I don't really like the blue stripes, just my 2 cents. I think it would look beautiful in black or a nice darker color. Interestingly, because this is so powerful, it's called white knuckle. Like, that's the actual color of it, white knuckle white. Kind of cool, full marks there for creativity. There's your SRT badge. Functional, functional, and functional. So good job on not just putting fake plastic vents on. Halogen turn signals for 75,000 bucks. I would really like something LED, but it says Dodge in there, and that's, you know, not the same, but it's still a cool move. But you do get LED headlights and LED fog lights. Not on right now, but it's definitely there. Quarter look, which is where we started. Turn signals in the side mirrors. Upgraded 20-inch wheels. Big Brembo brakes, because, well, if you have all that power, you got to be able to stop the vehicle somehow. And wheel cap, oops, says SRT on an angle, but it's SRT. 392, I think that's a nice, cool move, and I hope it's in red for every vehicle color, not just the white one. You know, it's kind of a throwback. Not many people measure engine sizes in cubic inches anymore. That's more of a thing of yesteryear. Another brake caliper in red on the right side. And going around to the rear, I like that there's LED turn signals back here and the nice LED light that kind of frames everything nicely. I wish that there was an LED up front instead of only in the rear. So there's your Durango badge. There's the all-wheel drive badge, which has the 4 and the Dodge logo, and the SRT badging again. That's only the only other place that has it on the outside of the vehicle. Let us back up a touch. Sorry, there was a curb, which is right there, which is what I nearly tripped over. So the blue stripes go all the way front to back, and there's a good look at the roof. Twin tailpipes, because, well, that's how you're supposed to do it. Open up the trunk. No, I put all the seats down just to show you how cavernous this place really is, this vehicle. I'll put cargo figures on the screen for you. So this has options for seating for 6 or 7. So you can either toss the console and put a seat there, and it's only 2 seats at the back, and they're surprisingly comfortable for adults. Third row seats aren't generally that comfortable. And you reach under here, a little bit of storage as well. Spare tire is underneath there. The whole week I kept looking here for the button, even though I know better. And yes, thank you, Dodge, for putting 2 handles. But yeah, just for some reason I always forget that the door close option is on the side. Starting with the middle seats in the Durango SRT, this has the upgraded screen package. So there's one, there's the other one, a little over $2,000, I believe. And there's a nice storage bin for all of the headsets and remote. So there's one USB right there, but that's for charging only. And it specifically says that. Come on, focus. There we go. So that's what is in there. And there's a second tray that's shallow. Gives you a little more storage options. A few more storage options. Sorry. It's a little dark in here. I'll get to the reason as to why. When we're up front, you get 2 stage heated seats, 2 more USB ports, and a household adapter or plug point right there. A couple of little cup holders. So the seats are fixed. There's no rail underneath to slide them forward. The back part does move. So we'll just fold that down. It folds not quite flat, but, you know, close enough to flat. And this is what I was talking about with the fairly comfortable and spacious third row seats. And, you know, that side's down, as you can see, and this side's up. But I just sat back here for a little bit, and it's not too bad. And cool thing is there's a button up front to drop that headrest to give you a little more clear visibility out of the back window. Red seat belts all around. It's another, I think, 95 bucks. And I think it looks kind of cool. I would definitely spend the 95 bucks on that. Let's close up the screen, and over my shoulder, well, if I was driving, is that, and that's what you'd see. So let's close her up and take a look up front. Let's start with the seats, because these are magical. Like, the side bolsters are, yeah, I can't, my fingers are there, and it barely reaches over. Most cars I can get my whole thumb onto the back of the seat and reach around, but yeah, these seats are so unbelievably comfortable, and really, really nice thigh support as well. Basic movement for seats. You get your lumbar ups, downs, forwards, backwards, and tilting up the back part of the seat. Bonus points to Dodge for putting SRT in the seat back. You know, nobody sees it, but, you know, I see it when I get in. As part of the upgraded package, you get your audio and HDMI and AV controls integrated into the seat, and it's also on this part of the seat here. I can't really reach my hand around with the camera, but it is there. So let's quickly jump in, get the car started up. I like that it's a red start-stop button, and I'll show you the graphic that shows up. Durango SRT, red, flamey, artsy things. Cool thing here, it goes up to 300 kilometers an hour. At least that's what the speedometer is rated for. I don't have proof of that. I have not gone anywhere near 300 kilometers an hour. Cool move, watch the logo. Lights up. I think that is really cool. I think more manufacturers should do that. Just actually have the logo in the middle of the steering wheel light up. I really like that. Full points to you, Dodge, on that. Heated steering wheel, the whole thing heats up. You get really, really massive paddle shifters on each side of the steering wheel. This is so easy to understand and pull information from. You're not squinting, you're not guessing. You can customize it a little bit, so really nice touch there. Let's go to the infotainment screen. I'll put it on, get rid of the volume so we don't get dinged for copyright by YouTube. Uconnect 8.4-inch screen, one of my favorites in the business because it's so easy to use, no issues, no guessing. Everything's so cleanly laid out, and I think I just had a Grand Cherokee with the same thing. Actually, all the Jeep products I've had with the Uconnect are fantastic. It is just so easy. Still really dislike that I have to touch the word climate to get in there. Specifically, the heated seats, cooled seats, and heated steering wheel, because if I have gloves on, it's going to be that much harder, and I don't want to take my gloves off. But anyway, rant over. Standard stuff here, big dials, easy to use. Drive modes, you touch the SRT button in the middle, and you pick your drive modes up top: track, sport, custom, auto, snow, and towing mode. I like this. The perf pages, also known as performance pages, but I can see why they used perf, because you're kind of running out of letters, usable space. As we wait for that to load up, okay, never mind, it's done now. So I really like this. You can see all sorts of different cool pieces of information. So with the engine, right, as you're moving along, it shows you exactly how many pound-feet of torque you're using and the horsepower and all this other information. You get a dyno setting as well, plus your G-force, and you get your gauges here. Come on. Oh, you're not going to do this on camera, are you? Oh, okay, sorry. It's okay to lag. Totally cool. So there are your timers, there are your gauges, and back to G-force. So it's really, really nice. If you want to do launch control, you're going to press that. And it's kind of foolproof. Vehicle must be on level ground. I'm in a school parking lot. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not quite level, so I'm gonna undo my launch control. So launch off. Yeah, we don't need to do that right now. But anyway, all the cool stuff is in your SRT menu, which is right there. Very nice, very cool, lots of cool stuff. And you get race options. I don't know if I'd race it, but somebody would. I think this is more of for the functionality of having way more towing capacity, which is 8,700 pounds with the right towing package. A little bit of storage here, 2 USBs and auxiliary and a 12 volt. It's a little weirdly shaped. You can't fit 2 phones. I would have liked to have had it this width all the way around, but beggars, choosers, and you know how that is. Old school shift lever, and yeah, it lights up. It's all that cool and whatever, and you lift it over to or shift it over to the left for manual mode. But shout out to Dodge for kind of going retro with it, as opposed to just like a thin stock. I got your cup holders, a little more storage here. Bit of an irk for me is storage options. Really not much here. Yes, I know, because of the rear screen package, your DVDs and Blu-rays get loaded in here, but it really just eats up a lot of space. And you got a little power source there. So, all right, let's wrap this up. There is an option for a small sunroof, and you can see why there can't be a regular sunroof, because all of the air vents are up there. I guess you can't see it. It's really dark in here, and you can see just how much the light's coming in, and that illustrates how much I think a sunroof should come standard. Let's do the drive in the 2020 Dodge Durango SRT. So it's a 6.4 liter Hemi V8 with 475 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, all through an 8-speed automatic transmission. The sprint from 0 to 60 is done in 4.4 seconds. And when you consider the size and the weight of this vehicle, which is 5,510 pounds, it needs every single ounce of power out of the engine to be able to pull off such impressive numbers. I've had way more fun than I thought I would this week driving this around. I don't care that it's a 91 liter tank and it only takes premium fuel, because when you're in this price point for this class of vehicle, you're not buying it for fuel efficiency. And yes, Dodge says on their website the most efficient vehicle in its class. And yes, it's got cylinder deactivation when you're at highway and cruising speeds. But the SRT is just an animal onto itself. Given the height, given the length, given the weight, and all those factors considered, the handling is surprisingly good. Now, if you're going to say, well, did you take a turn going at like 60 kilometers an hour? Like, no, I didn't do that. But I've always felt secure and stable on the road, going on ramps and doing the backcountry drives. There was never a moment, and I was expecting it. I was really expecting to have a slow down, brake, be extra cautious because of the power to weight ratio. But Durango SRT pleasantly surprised me and is very stable for me, and the handling is really good. There's very little oversteer or understeer, and it eats up the bumps like crazy, and it's got the big 20-inch wheels. 18.3, 12.2, 15.6. That's the fuel consumption for city, highway, and combined. It's a 93 liter tank. Sorry, I thought I said 93 before, but I in fact said 91. And it takes 91 octane. I think that's where my brain got a little turned around. So those are your fuel figures for a massive 6.4 Hemi V8. I've done about 500 kilometers and I'm at 16.6. I've done about 50-50 as far as highway and city driving goes, so I'm not about to say, oh, it's great, it's fine, but consider what you're buying, consider what's under the hood. If you do opt for the extra towing package, it's up to, I believe, 8,700 pounds you can tow. And I think that's what's going to make the real difference, because if you have a trailer or a boat or whatever it is, you've got a cottage, and that's kind of what this vehicle would be great for. Not necessarily off-roading, but if you're going up to, out of the city and you need something to fit the family and all their things, plus things in the back, on the being towed, I guess it's kind of the back. Getting that extra tow package will really come in handy, and it'll probably save you from making 2 trips or taking 2 cars. So yes, very, very thirsty, but if that's the lifestyle that you have, where you're doing a lot of driving, a lot of towing, into inclement weather in the winter, this is absolutely a smart choice. Small Irk comes with standard safety. So the base price for the SRT is around $75,000, but you've got to pay $500 for blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. And there's a tech package which has the adaptive cruise control and the lane keep assist and lane departure warning and a couple of other things. And I would have liked to have seen at least a couple of those be standard fare, specifically the blind spot warning and rear cross traffic alert. With a big, long vehicle, there should be no such thing as a blind spot, but let's be completely honest and transparent. There are sometimes blind spots if your mirrors aren't adjusted right or if you're not looking at whatever. But anyways, I think that the blind spot monitoring should be standard fare in every vehicle. That's going to wrap it up for the 2020 Dodge Durango SRT. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. I will do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate the support as a smaller creator who's on the rise and doing bigger and better things with every review. Every like, every watch, every comment really means a lot. So thank you for that. Be well, be healthy, be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.